children. In the previous class, we have discussed about Earth and its movements. Are you remember? The first part we have already learned, that is structure of the Earth. Means that is nothing but the 3 layers of the Earth. Today we are going to discuss about the next part, 2 movements of the Earth. See here, as we know that the Earth and other planets moves around the sun continuously. Is it not? Our Earth and other planets moves around the sun continuous. Our Earth moves around the sun in 2 ways. What are the 2 ways? One is rotation, another one is revolution. Then what do you mean by rotation? Let's discuss. See here. Axis is an imaginary line. This imaginary line joins the North Pole to South Pole. Axis is an imaginary line that, see here, axis is an imaginary line that joins the North Pole and South Pole. It rotates around an invisible axis to spin around at the same place. Okay. Then the Earth spins. On its axis. The Earth spins on its axis from where, children? The Earth spins around the Earth spins on its axis. From where to where? Can you guess? From west to east. Okay? The Earth spins on its axis from west to east. Okay? From west to east. This movement is called rotation. Okay? This rotation, or it takes, or for complete one rotation, how much time? To complete one rotation. To complete one rotation, 24 hours. 24 hours or 1 day, a day. To complete, the Earth takes to complete one rotation 24 hours or 1 day. Okay, next children. See here. These 2 movements means rotation and revolution. These 2 movements affect the Earth. These 2 movements are responsible for the occurrence of day and night as well as season. Means rotation causes day and night. Revolution causes seasons. Okay, rotation causes day and night. Okay, I will give you one example. See here. The tilt of the Earth causes variation in day and night at different places on the Earth. For example, see here. If we flash the light from here, if you all are flash the light in these areas, the back portion, the half of the portion these areas, if we touch the light or if we flash the light of these areas, will get highest amount of sunlight. Highest amount of sunlight. Because of that reason, these all areas or these regions will get day. Then half of the portion will get less amount of sunlight. Because of that reason, these regions will get what, children? Night. Okay, just one more. I will give you one more example. See, the part of the earth that faces the sun, the part of the earth that faces the sun gets light and has these areas get experience day. Okay. At the same time, while other half of the portion remains dark, and thus it is night. Since the earth never stops rotating, children, keep it in your mind. Earth never stops rotating. Since the earth never stops rotating, we see continuous cycles of day and night. As the earth axis is tilted, slightly tilted, see here, the amount of sunlight received by different regions. Okay, as the earth's axis is tilted 23.5 degree. Okay, as the earth's axis is tilted, the amount of sunlight received by different regions is not the same, and the length of the day and night is also different. Okay, if we flash the light of this portion will get the highest amount of sunlight, and these regions experience day. At the same time, the half of the portion or the backside of the regions will get less amount of sunlight. Because of this reason, these areas will experience, or the half of the portion will experience night. Okay, next, children. Rotation causes day and night. Next we will discuss revolution. Okay, what do you mean by revolution? Say, just we discussed the earth spins on its axis. Is it not? The earth spins on its axis from west to east. That movement is called rotation. Then what do you mean by revolution? Just discuss. See here. What do you mean by revolution? The earth not only rotates on its axis. The earth not only rotates on its axis, it also rotates around the sun. It also rotates around the sun. The earth is not only rotates on its axis, it around the sun also. The earth rotates around the sun in an elliptical path. It moves around the sun on a fixed elliptical path. This path is known as the orbit, and this movement of the earth is known as revolution. Okay, I'll repeat it once. The earth spins on its axis when during rotation. The earth not only rotates on its axis, it also rotates around the sun in a fixed path. That path is called as orbit. This movement is called as revolution. The earth not only rotates on its axis but also goes around the sun at the same time. It moves around the sun on a fixed elliptical path. This path is known as orbit, and this movement of the earth is known as revolution. Then the earth completes one revolution. The earth completes one revolution around the sun. It takes 365 days. 365 days. 365 days and 365 days and quarter days. The earth takes to complete one revolution, 1/4 day is added. Every year 1/4 day is added. 4 years, it completes 4 years. The 1/4 day is added together 4 years. And one extra day is added to the month of February. That is called leap year. This year is leap year only. Are you remember? This year in the month of February we got how many days? 29 days. 2020. 2020 is a leap year. 2020 is a leap year. 2016 is also leap year. Are you remember? Okay. Next. And the revolution of the earth is also causes seasons. The revolution causes seasons. The revolution causes seasons. In the next part, we will discuss seasons. Okay, I'll repeat it once. Let's have a quick recap. See here, axis is an imaginary line that joins the North Pole to South Pole. Axis is an imaginary line that joins the North Pole and South Pole. And the earth spins on its axis. The earth spins on its axis from west to east. The earth spins on its axis from west to east. This movement is called rotation. And another one point is rotation causes day and night. To complete one rotation, the earth, to complete one rotation, it takes 24 hours or 1 day. A day or 24 hours. Next point is a revolution. The earth not only rotates around the axis. The earth not only rotates on its axis. It also rotates around the sun in a fixed path. That fixed path is known as orbit. This movement is called as revolution. To complete one revolution, earth takes a year to complete one revolution. 1/4 every year, 1/4 day is added together, and for 4 years, and one extra day is added to in the month of February. That is nothing but the February month, that leap year. That is called leap year. After every 4 years, this year is known as leap year. The revolution of the earth or the revolution causes seasons, rotation causes day and night. In the next part, we will discuss about seasons. Okay? Hello children. Today we will discuss about formation of seasons. In the previous class, we have discussed about the structure of the earth and movements of the earth. Today we will discuss about the formation of seasons. See here. This is equator. Are you remember? The equator divides the earth into two halves or two parts. One is northern hemisphere, another one is southern hemisphere. Is it not? When the North Pole tilts towards the sun, when the North Pole tilts towards the sun, is it not? The North Pole is tilted towards the sun or near the sun. What will happen, children? When the North Pole tilts towards the sun, the northern hemisphere receives more heat and light. More heat and light from the sun. Hence, there is a summer in the northern hemisphere. During same time, the South Pole is tilted away from the sun. Is it not? And the South Pole does not receive much sunlight. Hence, the southern hemisphere experiences winter. The southern hemisphere experiences winter season. Next, similarly, I will give you one more example. See here. When the North Pole tilts away from the sun, when the North Pole tilts away from the sun, when the North Pole tilts away from the sun, the northern hemisphere does not get much amount of sunlight. Therefore, it is winter. Here, during the same time, the South Pole is tilted towards the sun. The South Pole is tilted towards the sun. And the southern hemisphere experience summer season. Okay? I'll repeat it once. The equator divides the earth into two hemispheres or two parts or two halves. One is northern hemisphere, another one is southern hemisphere. When the North Pole tilts towards the sun, the northern hemisphere receives more heat and light of the sun. Hence, there is summer in the northern hemisphere. During the same period, the South Pole is tilted away from the sun. That does not get much sunlight. Hence, the southern hemisphere experience winter season. Similarly, when the North Pole tilts away from the sun, the northern hemisphere does not get much sunlight and therefore it is winter here. During the same time, the South Pole is tilted towards the sun and the southern hemisphere experiences summer season. Okay, next we will discuss solstices. Next we will discuss solstices. Now we will discuss about summer solstice. Okay children, see here. In the summer solstice, what will happen? I will show you. On 21st June, on every year on 21st June, the sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. Okay, on 21st June. Every year on 21st June, the sun rays directly fall on the Tropic of Cancer. The sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. It is the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. And the shortest day of the year in the southern hemisphere. It is known as summer solstice. It is known as summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. Next one is spring equinox. Spring equinox on 21st March. Spring equinox on 21st March. What will happen, children? See here. Every year on 21st March, sun rays. Every year on 21st March. Every year on 21st March, sun rays fall directly on the equator. Sun rays fall directly on the equator. The length on this day, the length of the day and night, the length of the day and night all over the world, the day and night is equal all over the world on this day. I'll repeat it once. On 21st March, sun rays directly fall on the equator. On this day, the length of the day and night is equal all over the world. All over the world, the length of the day and night is equal. It marks the beginning of the spring season, children. It marks the beginning of the spring season in the northern hemisphere. It marks the beginning of the spring season in the northern hemisphere as well as autumn season in the southern hemisphere. Okay, next we will discuss about winter solstice. Okay, winter solstice. Winter solstice, see here, 21st December. What will happen? On 21st December, on this day, sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn. Where it is Tropic of Capricorn? Yes. On this day, sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Capricorn. Because of this reason, it is the longest day in the southern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, and shortest day in the northern hemisphere. And the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere and summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. Next, children, see here. Next, autumn equinox. Autumn equinox. 23rd September. 23rd September, what will happen? Every year, 23rd September, sun rays fall directly on the equator. Sun rays fall directly on the equator. The length of the day and night is equal all over the world. On this day, it marks the beginning of the spring season in the southern hemisphere and the autumn season in the northern hemisphere. Okay, 23rd September. See here.